How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Today I want to talk to you about the next 100x in crypto. Now, this is going to be a little bit different because this is actually a way to get passive income from your crypto. And right now we are in a very interesting time. First of all, obviously, we have to take a look at the prices of crypto. They've fallen down. There's a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt around it after yesterday. But we have to realize that in the grand scheme of things, it's getting very interesting in the crypto space because there's a lot of utility being added to NFTs, to crypto, and there are a lot of opportunities that we didn't have 6 months ago, a year ago. We look at different NFTs that have literally 1000x, like the Bored Ape Yacht Club, where they sold for 0.05 ETH at the beginning, and now they're selling for 50 ETH, even more than that. That is a 1000x. And today, we're obviously a lot further along, and we don't necessarily see some of those 1000xers, but I want to show you something today that can actually give you a good amount of passive income, can give you a 100x return. Now, will this actually happen? Of course, I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball, but it is something that I find very interesting. And some of the leaders in the space are in this project and are doing this going forward. Now, let me be clear before we get into this that I don't care if you buy these projects. If you buy these just because I'm talking about them and they go down, that's not my fault. I am trying to give you good information so that you can spread this to whatever projects you like and to maybe other areas of investment in the future. Now, before we get started, I do want to talk about one of the easiest ways to make passive income in cryptocurrency, which is the interest account over on BlockFi. There you can buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Chainlink. You can buy stablecoin and you get paid interest every single month. They also have credit cards that actually pay you Bitcoin back. So if you want a really easy way to make extra money on your cryptocurrencies that doesn't require all the work in this video, you can check out the link, the top link underneath the video. You can get up to 7.5% interest on your cryptocurrencies on BlockFi. If you want to see what I'm doing every single day, you can check out the link down below to the Patreon. We do have a 100 ADA giveaway here coming soon, and you get information on what I'm buying and selling along with a community of about 1,600 other people. So definitely check that out down below. Thank you guys for hitting the like and the subscribe button, and let's get into how you can make a 100x in crypto here today. So what am I talking about? Well, I am talking about actually staking NFTs. So if you have not heard about this, this is something that I've heard about very recently, and it's a very interesting way of making passive income. So let me explain what I'm going to do and what I am doing right now to get ready for this. This NFT collection, Space Punks Club, has been talked about a lot recently from some of the biggest creators in the space. We have JRNY Crypto, who has $30 million worth of NFTs alone. And this fluctuates again a lot, but you can see he's actually talked about this in several of his videos. And if you go over here, you can take a look at them on OpenSea. Space Punks Club is interesting for a couple different reasons. First of all, they have a floor price that's under 1 Ethereum. So that is actually accessible to a good number of people that have been in the crypto space for a while. I think most of us probably can't afford 1 Ethereum. I realize that that is a lot of money when you think about $3,000. But again, if you've been in crypto for a year, maybe a little bit less, but you threw in a little extra money into Ethereum, Ethereum was about $200 a year ago. So it is still accessible to a wide range of people, not everyone out there, but you can take this and apply to other projects as well. I bought into this project around 0.7, then 0.74. The floor price is the lowest amount that these are selling for. Right now you can see actually the lowest is 0.83, but sometimes you get the opportunity to snipe a good project and you can actually get these for a little bit lower. Just a few minutes ago there was one for 0.77 Ethereum. So you sometimes get the opportunity to buy these a little bit lower. This project is interesting because first of all, they have dinos coming. So they're going to give you a dino for every single Space Punks that you own. This sounds similar to what the Doge Pound did, where they actually gave Doge puppies. But you can see that these have pretty cool artwork. Every single person that has one of these Space Punks will be able to make one of these space dinos coming from your space egg, and they have random rarity. But what is really cool is the fact that you can stake these. So if you have a pair, you have a dino and a Space Punk, you can actually stake these, meaning you put these into a staking pool and you get some of the royalties from the sale of these projects. So they go through an example here, and I'll actually go through my own example, but basically they say, hey, we have 5% royalties If there are 2,000 pairs of these staked, then you get 5% of the royalties of the entire trading volume. So if we have 1,725 volume, then 5% of that is 86.25. If there are 2,000 of these projects staked, then your cut is actually 0.04 ETH, which is about $168 in one day. So if you have two of them, it's $336 in one day worth of Ethereum. Now, you have to put these out for a certain period of time. They're still working out the details exactly, but they said 5% royalties. They talked about 2-week staking times. We have the Doge Pound that had their puppies, and you can see the price pushed up to 2.5 Ethereum and then fell. It's fallen under 1 Ethereum now. The important thing to remember is these are exciting events, but the overall price needs to continue moving up for the projects to continue to do well long term, right? So this is going to be where it's important that some of the creators of this continue to get revenue, because they need to continue to provide utility and exciting things going forward to continue to get excitement in the space. Now, there will always be people that buy and hold forever, and that will help decrease the amount out there on the open market. So this is one of my 2 space punks. I bought one for about 0.7, one for about 0.74. You can see that the lowest that this one is actually selling for with this ETH earring is about 0.85. Since I bought it, it's actually moved up 0.15 Ethereum. Now, that being said, I started to break down the numbers on the staking, and that's where the numbers get insane, and you can actually see a 100 times ROI, 100x ROI. The interesting thing about NFTs is the fact that you are not just earning money by having Ethereum, but you're actually taking that Ethereum and accelerating it and getting more Ethereum from your Ethereum, and the price hopefully will go up over time. So it's like an accelerator for your wealth, which is what's really fascinating. But let's get into the numbers on how you can get a 100x ROI. I took a look at the volume for the last few weeks across the Space Punks Club. And this is over the last 2 weeks, so August 24th through September 6th. Total, we have about 2,664 Ethereum. Let's say there are 2,000 pairs staked, because of course not everyone's going to do that. And we will have people that want more liquidity and don't want to hold on to these very volatile assets of NFTs for 2 weeks at a time. So let's say 2,000 are staked of the 10,000 out there. Revenue share is 5%, let's say. That means your total earning would be 0.066 Ethereum over 2 weeks. So assuming Ethereum's $3,500, that means you earned about $233. Now, this is a lot less than the example that they gave, because of the fact that we went with their actual volume for the last couple of weeks. They went with a projected volume that's a lot higher in the future. But per day, that's actually $17. That's actually a really good return, because that's an annual salary of about $4,412. Right now, you can buy these for about 0.8 Ethereum, which is right in that $2,700, $2,800 range. So that is actually a great return on investment. Plus, you would have the underlying asset. So that's a great return right there. That is more than doubling your money in 1 year. But let's get to a more exciting example. Now, of course, like I said, this still requires us to have good volume, still requires the floor price to continue for a whole year. Obviously, we don't know what it will do, and Ethereum's price will go up and down in the future. So that is just based on today's numbers, really. But let's look at a more bullish example. So let's say we have dinos, because there will be volume coming from the dinos. There will be their own marketplace for them. And let's say that we get to a 2 ETH floor for Space Punks, which is not out of the question. We've seen a lot of different projects get up to that 2 ETH floor. Let's say we could do that. That means instead of the 0.45 average price, we would have a 2 ETH price. So that increases the amount of volume in Ethereum by just over 4x. And then we also have the dinos. Let's say they have a 0.5 floor, so 0.5 Ethereum floor. That way we actually have higher volume in the dinos than we would have in this original example with the Space Punks. But together we have total volume of about 15,000 ETH over 2 weeks. Total stake, let's say it's 2,000 pairs again. Revenue shares 5%. Well, your Ethereum that you earn is actually 0.37 Ethereum, With Ethereum at $3,500, that means that you're earning about $1,295 in 2 weeks. That is awesome because that's actually the revenue that people make in their daily jobs. Like that is a pretty good amount per day. That's $100. That would make a lot of people financially independent. That's $34,000 a year on your initial $3,000 investment. That's actually a great salary, and that's more than a lot of people get paid in a year. But what if we have a more bullish scenario, right? Let's say you had 2 of these, because we've only been working under the assumption that you have 1 of these different pairs. What if Ethereum hits $10,000, like at the end of the bull cycle? I mean, we could go with Ethereum at $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, but we'll say $10,000. So it's not out of the question. So let's say you put up $5,000 for the space punks now. In the future, you have 2 of them that you are staking. Well, let's say the total is the same. So we're assuming 2 Ethereum floor for the space punks and then a 0.5 floor for the dinos. Total staked 2,000, revenue share 5%. So you're still getting that 0.37 total earnings per space punk or per combination. But your overall earnings is actually double that because you have 2 of them now. So you have 0.74 Ethereum that you're getting every 2 weeks. Ethereum at $10,000, that means that you would earn about $7,400 in 2 weeks, which is over $500 a day. And that's including the weekends. Remember that. That's when you typically wouldn't even work. That would put your annual salary at $193,000. The cost of a space punk yesterday was 0.6. So when Ethereum and a lot of these other assets fell down, it was only about 0.6 Ethereum to buy. Now it's a little bit higher now. Like I said, it's about 0.8, but that puts the cost per space punk around 2,100. The value of a space punk in Dino at that point, with a 2 Ethereum floor and a 0.5 Ethereum floor, would be about $50,000 for 2 pairs of them. Your ROI would actually be 115 because you would make $193,000. The value of your Space Punks Club and Dino would be about $50,000. So your ROI would be about 116. Now that's in 1 year. Let's say we continue to stake this. You could make millions of dollars if the volume continues to go up and the floor continues to go up and people are excited and this becomes a brand that people get behind. I mean, when you think about Bored Apes, right? I don't think anyone thought Bored Apes would be around a 40 ETH floor right now. It was even higher a little while ago. But we have to remember that this is still really early on in crypto. This is still really early on in NFTs. So imagine we get 20 times where we're talking about here, where instead of a 2 Ethereum floor, we get up to a 40 Ethereum floor. You start doing that and these numbers get insane. I can't even imagine it, but that is where we're sitting here today. I just wanted to show these numbers to you. Now, of course, do I think this will happen? Probably not, because that seems a little bit too good to be true. But could it happen? Definitely. Could this scenario happen where you're making, hey, $20 a day? You're making over 100% ROI? Definitely. I think that could definitely happen. That is a very cool scenario, and that's not even accounting for the dinos having their own marketplace or anything like that. But of course, do your own research. 100x is not easy. It's not likely. So you have to do your research, follow the people in the space that are really setting the trends and are early on in the trends. I think JRNY Crypto is a great person to follow. Honestly, I think this is a great way to make some passive income. It's something that I will be doing. Of course, the project could go down drastically. It could go down to pretty much zero. So, of course, you have to do your own research. Make sure that you are not risking money that you cannot risk, and make sure it's not money that you need anytime soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you for hitting the like button and checking out the links down below to Patreon and over to Voyager. Let me know your thoughts on this down below.